Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I have some really cool content to share with you today. It was really exciting. On Saturday evening, I spent some time at this place here called Somerset Bar. This is in downtown Cincinnati in a very historic neighborhood called Over the Rhine, or OTR for short. And this bar, from what I understand, has only been around for about a year, and you're about to see some really shocking images and video of this place. I was 100% not expecting this. I knew that they had a lot of tropical foliage, as you can see by the picture of the Google, um, the Google review or the Google page for this particular business. But what you're about to see will just shock you. And I was completely taken back, and I was really happy and excited to see this. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the footage here. Um, and again, I went to this place on Saturday night, and uh, and wow, just take a look at this. When I walked outside and saw this, there's a courtyard in between two buildings. The building that you kind of just saw the thumbnail image for before on the Google page, in this building, as you see here, kind of off to your right, this tan building. So it's kind of a courtyard. There is no covering, temporary or permanent. There's no covering. And look at this Trachycarpus fortunei here. I mean, just unbelievable. No protection at all as of right now that I see. This particular one was about, I'd say about 6 feet tall, from the base of the trunk where the mulch was to the top of the tallest fronds. And here's another little one next to it. But when I saw this Trachycarpus, I could not believe my eyes. So I immediately had to get my phone out and obviously start recording. Here's another one about 6 feet tall. Um, I'm about I'm a little bit under 6 feet, and this was just a tad bit over my head, and there is another shorter one here next to it. Just unbelievable, unbelievable. I mean, that's just what I kept saying to myself. And you can see here, there's something behind it. There's another one right here that's covered up. I don't know what it is, and it's just got burlap around it. No heating elements or anything. And then check out this sable miner. Unbelievable. I mean, I could not believe my eyes when I was seeing this. Excuse me. This one was about 3.5 foot off the ground. And there's another something wrapped up there in the burlap, but this sable miner was just beautiful. I just could not believe it. And check this needle out. Unreal. I mean, unreal. This thing was well over 7 foot tall, and probably about just about that same width as well. I do a little bit of a walk around here. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, still looking back at these images, I'm just completely shocked at what I was seeing. In downtown Cincinnati, a Trachycarpus fortunei, a sable miner, and a needle palm, all of this size just hanging out unprotected in the ground. I mean, this thing's suckering like crazy. And I said at the time, man, this is how they look in the wild. I don't think I've ever seen a needle in the wild, but this is how it would be. If you're talking about North Florida, South Georgia, into South Carolina, I mean, this is, I imagine, how they look. It's incredible. I mean, this is an old specimen, and I just don't know where they where they came from, right? And now I do a little bit of a walk around around the rest of the courtyard. It was cold, as you can see. People have their coats on. It was probably, I don't know, maybe 50, 45. So it was definitely a little chilly. But as you can see, it's not in a pot. It doesn't appear to even be protected. There's no heating elements. A little bit of scale there for my hand, but yeah, I mean, sable miners and needles were everywhere. Several trachees. There's a couple here that haven't fared so well, as you can see here. Um, Tried to do a little spear pull and it was all right, but yeah, I mean, this is just amazing. I mean, look at the size of this sable. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's 6 feet tall. Here's another nice looking windmill. Um, so I actually sent an email when I got home to this place, and actually I'd be interested. This sable miner here looked a little bit different than the others. I'd be interested to know if anyone out there knows of the particular strain that this one is, but it definitely had a different look to it. Um, I'm just not that well versed on sable miner strains and what everything looks like, but this one was definitely unique. It definitely looked different. But I did send an email to the management of this bar when I got home on Saturday asking if I could touch base. Here's another huge needle. Touch base with the gardener or the horticulturalist. So I'll see if I get any feedback there. I may have to call or maybe just show up a little bit early one day. Bamboo all over the place as well. Um, but somebody knows what they're doing. Somebody knows what they're doing. They know the three palms that can survive here. But I'd be interested to know, where did these come from? Where were they at before this? How old are these things? I mean, these things have been in the ground for um, maybe just a year here. Where were they before? How old are they? And then what protection did this organization, did this bar run this winter? It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like anything. And then here's the inside. I mean, this place is unbelievable. There's huge bananas in the back. There's two, I zoom in here a little bit. There's two Adenimarillii, Christmas palms there, all sorts of bromeliads. Here's another couple bananas. Here's a giant white bird of paradise here with actual two birds on it. A couple of washies. Here's one, and there's another one in the other corner. And I didn't even record all the needles and sables and trachees in this place. But I just need to learn more about where all these came from, and did they protect them at all this winter? There's a lot of really cool things going on here, and I mean, this is a big deal for Cincinnati to see these just sitting here in the ground all alone by themselves. I think this is the last one I show, but again, I didn't even get to all of them. But so hopefully I can learn some more information from this place about the story, what's going on here. Um, I mean, you can't. It's just there's so much to unpack here. Now this is a Google Street View of November 2020, and they actually built this place from scratch, which is kind of weird for this part of the neighborhood because there's so much renovation going on. Um, so that's a year and a half ago that all those all those palms were obviously not in the ground here, at least. Um, so they this winter would have been the only winter that they were here. Um, but I want to find out a lot more about this and keep you guys updated. And I want to go back and get some better images. Thanks, guys.